Here is a video of my son's first car and why I think it should be every kid's first car. Also, it could also be the perfect urban assault vehicle. Number one reason is I think it's cool. I think it's an iconic vehicle. I think that if you've got a budget, you can't beat this at a price. These cop cars were built tough. They had a 5-star crash rating, side, rear, and front. They came stock with 4-wheel disc brakes, uprated suspension with sticky tires. This one still has the Goodyear Eagles on it. This particular police interceptor is a 2008 model. Still has its numbers on the roof, which is legal. And of course the push bars and the spotlights, which is just cool. For the police car, they did a lot of extra bits and pieces over the Crown Vic. Like I'd mentioned, the suspension is improved, the gearing is improved, even the strength of the vehicle is improved. They reinforced the C-pillar, they reinforced the seats and some other places so it could actually, the passenger, the driver, should be able to survive an impact from a rear at 75 miles an hour. So he could be parked on the side of a road, hit at 75 miles an hour, and you should be able to survive it. You can't say that for many cars. So when I first thought about getting my son a car, well, he bought it, when talking to my son about getting a car, I had mentioned this just because of the safety, but it is also a really cool looking car. It's a V8, yes, that's a little spooky for a son's first car, but it's a heavy car, so it's not fast like a Mustang. It's not slow. Let me show you the V8. It's a 4.6 liter V8, but what's really cool about this 2008 model is it's a flex fuel. A flex fuel car means it runs on E85 ethanol. So right now, that's about $1 a gallon cheaper than regular gasoline. So if you look at it this way, you're buying cheaper gas, so the V8 kind of negates the fact it's a V8 as far as economy. Because you can buy it $1 a gallon cheaper, it makes the car more cost effective. This one, because again it's P71, it has a heavy duty alternator, it has this is a power steering, and where is the cooler? It's got a power steering cooler. It's really hard to see, but in front of a condenser and radiator there's a cooler for the power steering. So it's got all of these things that make it last longer. The battery is bigger. Like I said, it has the heavy duty heavy duty suspension, but heavy duty cooling too. It's just everything was heavy duty, everything's serviceable. It does have ABS brakes, which is right here. And of course it's multi-point fuel injection, 4.6 liter, which is a great motor. This 4.6 liter was used in so many different vehicles. So parts are readily available. And if you use it as a regular car, you're not overtaxing this alternator, you're not overtaxing anything. So it should last forever. They got giant trunks, so almost like a pickup truck. I mean, almost. If you look inside here, this is the trunk release. Look at the size of that trunk. It's giant. Full-size spare, which is nice. And then this one, because this was a sergeant's or a lieutenant's car, it doesn't have the cage in the back, which is quite nice. So it actually has a real seat. It's vinyl, but it's real, and therefore it's got seating for 3 in the back. So this is a true 5-passenger. In the front, fabric. Now these cop cars, P71s, also were certified calibrated which means the speedo was totally accurate, I believe up to 140 miles an hour. Now, because it's my son's car, I'm running a dash cam in it. But he doesn't really need it because this Crown Vic has a force field around it, and it's called, oh my gosh, there's a police car. I better not cut him off. He never gets cut off in this. He comes to a four-way stop. Everybody always lets him through first. Nobody tailgates him. It's just a truly, truly safe car in that respect. And people have said, well, what about, aren't people going to shoot at it because it's a cop car? Well, that's not a fact at all. Cop cars don't tend to get shot at. People know better than that, even the dumb criminals. So it's a very safe car. My son, the high school he was going to, wasn't in a great neighborhood, and he took this to school every day. Never had a problem. And the kids got to know him because they were like, hey, you're the kid with a cop car. He'd say, yep. And the kids thought that was so cool that he actually had a cop car in a sea of Honda Civics and Toyota Camrys. This car really stood out. And the crazy thing is, you can buy all of this for around the $3,000 mark. I mean, you can buy a car that's safe, reliable, easy to work on, and cool for $3,000 ballpark. That's why I think this is the best first car for a kid.